Sometimes I get super burned out. Like, I don't want to play guitar. I don't want to come down here to the studio. I don't even want to remember there's such a thing as YouTube. You ever feel like that? Yeah. So, how do we get out of the burned out funk, the loss of our musical mojo? Let's talk about that. If your mojo is gone because of a life circumstance, maybe you've got things going on at work, with family, with whatever, don't beat yourself up over the situation. I mean, don't beat yourself up because you're not feeling creative. If it's your fault for the situation, okay, you might need to beat yourself up a little bit. But that does bring up the point of not trying to solve the creativity issue by trying harder in terms of the music. Resolve whatever the situation is. Focus on that first. Focus on removing that impediment, that life impediment. And I'm not talking about removing the people, okay? That wouldn't be nice. But the situation, that's what I'm talking about. Another thing that I have found helpful to regain musical mojo when I'm not really feeling creative is to surround myself with creative things. So just by way of example, I don't normally have that blue light on when I shoot my YouTube videos, so there you go, a little bit different. I put a cool little lamp in the background, little vibe, and I brought down a painting that one of my dear friends who passed away a few years ago painted. He was one of the main artistic collaborators that I worked with in my prog rock band years. So surround yourself with creativity. Another thing that I think is worth trying is to get outside of whatever mode you're normally in with your guitar. In my case, ambient guitar, right? And for me to step outside of this, I need to do a couple of different things. One is pick up another instrument. In my case, I play a little bit of bass. I also play a little bit of flute and recorder. And upon occasion, I'll pick up that recorder and plug it into my ambient guitar pedal board. And I never know what's going to come out. It's usually kind of cool. And after I'm done, I'm usually energized to try finding other sounds using guitar. Another mode that's helpful for me is to pick up another kind of guitar than the one I'm normally playing. I normally play electric guitars for ambient guitar, but when I pick up an acoustic, everything changes. A lot different than what I normally do here on the channel. And when I spend some time with this or one of its other acoustic guitar brothers, it really starts my mind thinking in different directions, which can really get the creative juices flowing. Another thing that I like to do to re-energize, creatively speaking, is to pursue another art form altogether. And for me, that art form is photography. I love going out in the woods and doing kind of nature-y, landscapey kinds of photography. And I'm not a professional or anything, but I work pretty hard to get photographs, images that I really like. And you never know. There might be ways to incorporate this alternate artistic endeavor into your music. For me, one way is to create album covers. Another way to get that creative energy going is to spend time studying other artists. And again, for me, on that photography kind of topic, I love to watch a couple of different English landscape photographers on YouTube. One in particular is named Thomas Heaton. I love his images. I love the stories that he tells, and I love the way that he talks and thinks about creative endeavors. I'll include a link to his channel in the description below. Not sponsored, we've never met or anything like that. Another idea is to play your music in a place where you don't normally play. For me, it's super inspiring to play outside, in particular in a natural environment, either the forest or at the beach or some other beautiful place. It really it makes me get outside of myself and think about what's going on all around me in addition to the music that I'm making. Yeah, and then let's not forget about playing music with other humans. If you're like me, you're a solo artist, maybe you have a studio in your home, like I do, and you come down here, up there, wherever, and you spend time by yourself in the room. And it can be an incredibly creative endeavor. But there's no substitute for getting together with other human artists and collaboratively creating. I've done this over the years, many, many years of playing in bands, playing even just traditional hymns in a church with another guitarist and a pianist. Super fun and super energizing from an artistic perspective. I've also done collaborations from time to time here on the channel, both with friends and family members here in the Chords of Orion studio, and even long-distance collaboration. One of my favorite ones was the last one I did with Perry Frank, an ambient guitarist from the beautiful land of Sardinia. Of course, we weren't in the room together. We had to do it long distance, but oh man, it was fantastic. So what are your thoughts? Do you have any techniques that you use to beat the blues, to beat the lack of mojo, the artistic creativity dumps? If you do, drop a comment. I'd be interested to hear how you energize yourself to be creative as a musician, as an artist, and to keep creating things of beauty